Welcome back to Let's Play Motorsport Manager. 2016 season for Thotimx Racing. We're almost there. Looks like it's going to rain at Cape Town, which is, yeah, gearbox and brakes deal. That could potentially help us, but the most important thing, of course, is we continue to draw nearer to the end of the year. Let's see what we've got. Eurosport, let's see, not that long for the repairs, okay. Martin Haven. Benani was hit by Casino during the race. Do you have a message for the Italian driver? You say they were both at fault. And Benani not happy with that, but too bad. Pit crew broke our record. Excellent. What else do we have? A couple more scouting reports. 68%. Probably a little bit too rich. Oh yeah. That's too much. Forget about it. Victoria Pankowitz. That's more our speed and pretty balanced across the board. Gets points for being not my fault. It's more of this perfect bone structure. Ha ha. Training young drivers. You are a young driver, and that's a temporary thing. Okay, and having a secret affair. That will end as well. Okay. Now we're definitely going to consider Victoria, because the main reason here is looks a little bit on the expensive side, but that kind of marketability could really make up for it. I mean, 100% marketability. So it depends how the finances at the end of the year turn out. And we'll just take a gander at our new pit crew hires. Oh, let's see. Well, I like Bulkin on the tires except for really low stamina. You can see, really, we're not getting anybody in above 8. We're going to reject you. We weren't sure about Radijak. We got a 9. Pretty much anybody who doesn't have a 9 on the front and rear jack, I'm just not interested in you for that purpose. So let's get rid of Upton. Let's get rid of Dungy. Okay, the tires are a little bit of a different story because we're not as great there. Anybody would give me maybe at least 7, I'm interested in that. You know what? I'm going to hire Bulkin with that 8 and just stick him out there for one race every once in a while. Get rid of these other 2. So, as you can see, we're really getting picky here in terms of who I actually want to add in. Now, let's see. Avellino at 9 on the rear jack, but Cronin also has a 9, a little bit more rested. Or we could put them out on the tires. Gonna pass on that, though. Just stick on the rear jack. Horth is fine. Or Hernandez. I'll just leave it as it is. Now, Hackbarth. Let me switch to Voss and Hackbarth. That's just an improved stamina deal. And then we also need to get these guys out. Let's get K out. And that's where Bolton can come in. And then I need to get Wood out of there. Maybe Simons. Or Platten. Platten's more rested. So yeah, I mean, pretty much even here. We've got less use for K than before, but I think I'm going to hang on to everybody we've got here. Everybody seems to have some use to me. So, okay, so we need to do those repairs. There they are. We're going to have some sponsors. We'll deal with those later. We want to keep improving these, and I think we want to keep going with those. Yep, certainly do. Now, for this next race, we've got the gearbox and the brakes, because we're not going to improve the reliability of the brakes to actually use them. We don't have time for that. So yeah, I want to stick with this as it is. Alright, moving forward. And we've got the vote coming up, which I'm just going to let it proceed because I want to save my voting power for next year. It would help us now, but it would hurt us later and get rid of the qualifying. So, we will abstain. Looks like it's likely to fail. So far it's even. Oh, Romano votes against. Verbeek for. It's close. Oh my, this may pass. And we abstain. It's a tie. And once again, Jean Todt votes. And he votes against. Third vote for him this year. Every time he's voted in the way that would hurt us. I think he doesn't like us very much. But all things considered, I like the idea of having qualifying. I like the idea of a performance-based grid. So, even though it doesn't really help us right now, I like the idea in general. Another unemployed reserve. Yeah, I think I'm at the point where I'm going to ignore those on principle, because none of them are actually young enough that we'd even want to consider them. Even more sponsor offers are in. Final brake design. Not quite there. Zane Goddard. 3-star, low marketability. And then he's got, oh my. So he's 3-star, and then he's got the racer, which really boosts him during the race. He would be nice. If I was going to go for somebody who's really going to perform, that's a heck of a driver. Going to perform better than his price. But the problem is, there's just no way I can afford that. So, on we go. There's our brake design. And we really can't afford to design anything else in time, because the season's going to end in exactly 1 month. So we're working on improving those other parts. That's all we can really do. There's nothing for it at this point. And that's just a second set of the same ones, so that will start off better next year. And actually, that might have even been a waste of money. But in any case, 11 sponsors. I literally have never seen that many before at once. Sponsors complaining. Uh-oh. That sounds serious. Okay, let's start here. We're happy with our current position. Cape Town, 51 short laps. Record is just over a minute. Will take longer than that, of course. 10% chance of rain. Interesting, because they're predicting rain, but then this says only 10% chance. Ultras and supers with an abrasive track, and brakes are the key part. Another reserve. Brakes Research Facility. Pretty tired of looking around the rest of the championship, seeing we're one of the few teams without a facility. Blah, 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 blah. Don't have the money. We're working on a factory. Just, chill. Ed Carpenter. Oh, yeah, he's a good one. He is shifting careers. Won't take any orders at all. And again, if we wanted somebody to add on to get us over the hump as a 1 or 2 year rental, he'd be the guy. We are not anywhere near the position for that. More unemployed reserves. They've been disappointed with the hospitality. We're getting a bit of a bad reputation. It's making us seem less attractive. To get one of the drivers to put in a few appearances? No. Reduces our marketability by 30. Just buy more champagne or lower... Boy, $500K to improve our marketability by 30? I think I'm spending it. Because that's going to make a big difference in our sponsors down the line. Now, marketability could possibly drop back down. Could not be worth it. Let me take a look at our situation. You can see there we are. We're up to 9, approaching 10 on all of our stats. So that's being boosted. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the sponsor screen. There we go. Is our team marketability only 2%? And it's been going up and down, but it drops with the bad results is the thing. And if we were in a position to get consistently good results is what I'm thinking, that would be a great idea. As it is, it's not going to get any lower, so I'm just going to say save the money in this case. But yeah, that's a tough choice. I'd love to have that one come up once we start getting better results. We're likely to struggle for pace. Be well down on the usual. I sure want to be on that car this weekend. Nice. I mean, we almost never show up in the preview bites, but still. They're like, oh, by the way, those guys at the Thotimx, yeah, they're going to suck. Not my favorite thing. Okay, and we're most of the way there on the engine and the spoiler. So it'll be interesting to see how those look by race day. And it's time to hit the sponsors. Okay. Yeah, marketability down to 0, but it was low anyway. All of our marketability coming from the drivers. Let's see what we have. 19th or above for 6 races. Okay. 2 races, and that's a better amount. 4 races, that's an even better amount. We'll take the 312K each. Okay, 16th or above isn't going to happen. Nope. So the best of these by a slight amount is 184K per race. Again, I don't really care about the upfront amount. I care about the long-term effect. 18th or above, 7 races. That's a nice payment amount. 3 races, not that much lower though. And then 3 races, that's even better than either one of those. Over 500K, we're going to take that. So our finance is continuing to bounce back up over 5 million, and we've got one more. 6 races, let's see. 6 races at that. This is a little bit better. It's not quite as good as this one, but again, the next 2 races we're not going to make that. So we'll take the 240K each. And where does that leave our per race number? A nice positive one. I thought it might. Excellent. So those are some good sponsors. And you can see, you can look at our overall still last, but look at how much we're closing this gap. We're still 12th. We're still 12th. But there can't be that much room between us and the others when this is the average. So like between the other slow teams and us, there's not that much difference in the brakes and in the engine. The spoiler is still gaining some. So I'm feeling more and more positive when I look at this screen. Not positive enough though, because we are still last. Away to the slender Cape Town in South Africa. Okay. Well, not looking good for casino. Hopefully that improves. What do we got for weather? 23. Clear. Okay. And it seems clear to me that we're going to be looking at super softs. Let's take a look at our distance. Yeah, ultras are only going to get us 17 laps. Casino can get about 27 out of these. If I really milk it, maybe he gets by on a 2 set. Otherwise, 2 of those and an ultra. But yeah, we're definitely going to start on supers. More low-speed corners, a little bit of oversteer, and let's drop that acceleration down a bit. And then Lehane. And on your tires, you should definitely be able to get away with 2 supers. But 1 super and an ultra probably wouldn't get you there. So that just really confirms that's what I want to go. And let's do oversteer. Something like that, a bit of acceleration. Maybe there. Click didn't take. Both of them want to start on race trim. They are smart. And we should, with a short track, of course, 6.8 and 7.2. Nice starting form. We should be able to get some decent results. And I'm hoping to get race trim up to level 3 on this, with it being a shorter track. Let's see if we can manage that. More of a road-style course, as it were. And this one really doesn't have any alternate routes. It simply is what it is. My understanding of it, anyway. Casino up to 8.2. Lehane dropping, but very nice form, particularly considering he was pegged at 3 to start things out. Most of the other drivers on super softs, some going ultras. Casino liking the handling. Took about 2 minutes, a little over, to get out and around for a full lap. Yeah, I don't think we're going to get to level 3. I think we're just... the speed difference just too slow. 9.2 for Casino, though, won't hurt. Yeah, we're definitely not going to. So we're going to be looking at level 2. So we want more weight in the rear for Casino. Lehane, a surprisingly respectable time, early on at least. And he wants more weight in the front. So more in the front for Lehane, more in the rear for Casino. They have a bit of a disagreement. No sign of the weather changing. And Lehane also wants more acceleration. Casino driving great, Lehane driving not so much. Boy, coming up on 10 minutes, and yeah, we might make it. We might make it to level 3. So I think I'm going to take a shot at it. 81% to start. And yeah, there's no way that you want more weight in the rear because you wouldn't have enough room to make that far of an adjustment. Push it all the way forward. I think more oversteer is probably the play. And then let's just float with that. Doesn't look quite as good, like not as far off on anything. 78%. Maybe about there. We'll continue with the oversteer plan. And then, yeah, you wanted more acceleration. Maybe about there. Looks as good as anything to me. Let's see how we do. Now the thing is, I mean, yeah, 143 best time, so it's not a particularly short track at all, but if we can stay out for this full segment, we can get close. Now if we hit level 3 trim, we're going to have to do some adjustments during qualifying, and we're going to have to accept bad qualifying results quite possibly. So I'm going to need to make a call at some point whether or not we're actually going to get to it. And we hit level 2 at, okay, just under 6 minutes. This is going to be close. I'm going for it. It's not very often I have a chance to get those kind of bonuses, and then, you know, hoping I can dial things in fairly close during qualifying. If I can't, you know, then I will pay for it, but I think I've got to take the shot while I've got it. Okay, Lehane doesn't like the handling, so there's one adjustment that'll need to be made. Of course, the worst case scenario is just missing the level 3 trim. We're talking about both tires and the race trim. And then still having to deal with that setup issue. But when you're at the bottom, you got nothing to lose. So mostly good comments. The other thing is we're running 12th and 14th still for our times. Why are we doing that good? And, you know, it may have a lot to do with the fact that those parts are improving. We haven't looked this good in practice in, like, the whole season. So there's Casino on the in-lap and Lehane. So I think we didn't make it. Yep. It was still the right call. We were close. We just didn't quite get there. So we slide to 14th and 17th, still better than our usual. We've got work to do on the cars. So does this strong practice performance mean anything for Thotimx Racing, or is it just a blip? We're going to find out soon. We got an okay-ish comment from Kath Goldberg, a fan. That's huge for us. Douglas Pontazello says that Bill Lehane's the worst driver he's seen in 42 years. Well, one bad, one good, you know. On to qualifying, where it's raining. It was supposed to be clear in qualifying and raining there. Well, at least we won't be dealing with the advantage of others due to their... Yeah. So we're going to start out on wet tires and just do some start and stops, see if the weather improves later. So, super softs 10%, and that sweetest spot for qualifying the casino has achieved. May want to consider using ultras in the race for Lahane, except super softs are 10% bonus, so yeah, I don't. But I mean, just because that ultra soft bonus thing. Okay, we're at 90%. It's time to make our free adjustments here. Poor to good. I think I want even more low speed. Let's see, good handling. Still good. Let's try that in between there. And then whatever on the speed. Problem is I can't push it up any higher. So let's try that. And then a bit more acceleration. See how that works. Not inters, we're going wets. Cars that goes on inters are going to be disappointed. Okay, up to 84%. Okay to great, so maybe a little bit lower speed. But the handling needs to go on the understeer side. That's not what he said, but it's the... Okay, so a little bit lower speed, a little bit more acceleration. And then, yeah. Want to be a little bit lower than that. Boy, I can't. As far as I can go with it. I'm going to try it. That's an extreme tire camber, but the thing is, if it's wrong, I'm going to have to do a bunch of adjustments, time-consuming ones. But you got to go with what you think the best call is. So let's get you both out there and right back in. And see how long that takes as well. It's soaked now, but the water's gonna stop. Of course, the question of the day is, do we have time to go back out and then come back in? Make more adjustments and then get a qualifying run in. And it's close. $95%. Okay. At least Casino doesn't have to tweak a lot. Let's see what we have. Poor, good, and great. Okay, a little bit more on the high speed then. So good, good, and great. Just a hair more understeer. Alright. Just back that off a little bit. I think that's what I want to do right there. And then which tires? We'll go with inters for this one. That's going to take more time. Do I have the time? I don't know if I have the time. Just go out on the wets. It's close enough. They won't be very good at the second half of the track, but Okay, now let's see about Lehane. 91%. We still got work to do here. Okay. Great. And good. Okay, so we want to bring back the speed. We want the speed a little bit higher. Then we have good, poor, and great. This was good. This was great. Maybe a little bit more understeer. And then okay, great, and good. So a little bit more speed, a little more understeer, a little bit more high speed. Let's try it. I'm not sure about this, but I'm going to try it. And then we can tweak things later. Okay, so we're going to go for the second set of adjustments. And then we're going to have to make, like, just switch tires and go out. And I don't know if that's going to be fast enough. I think it will be, but it's going to be close. Take a look at our weather, though. Yep, grip is going to start going up. Oh, shoot. Okay, Casino's in the lead. Stop everything. 97%. That's close. Okay, so we can try to tweak the cornering a little bit for the race. We're going to be really close. Let's switch you to super softs and see what you've got. And then Lehane, 98%. Okay, I'm feeling much happier now. I've got time. I can work this clock down a little bit. Stop it there. Move your speed up and get Lehane out. That should be soon enough based on what we got for our previous times. Okay. Now we're going to slow down with Casino. Try to get both of those within the area. Of course, the brake's always more volatile. Good and great, I'll take it. And on to Lehane. Not quite where I wanted it, but it is in the perfect area. I got Casino at 6.3, Lehane at 5, so decent qualifying. And look at Casino now setting the pace. Because he's the only driver. Are we actually going to get our first points by winning the pole? That would be hilarious. Nobody else is on dry tires. I think it's going to happen. Oh, and now the rain hitting again. But it's only a small amount. Casino in first. And Lehane on pace for second. Wow. Okay, so now we're going to start the front row on Super Softs. A bunch of cars behind us on Ultras. That's just crazy. Indeed I am. Yeah, I'm absolutely delighted. We're the cool. There's no denying, actually. Yeah, there's all kinds of denying it, Lucero. Anybody who doesn't deny it is an idiot. Still, first pole by Arturo Casino, which means first points ever for Thotimx Racing. That is a thing. Cape Town, second to last race of the season. Okay. What's our weather? No sign of rain initially. So I think 10% chance of rain. Who knows if it's going to rain, if it's not going to rain. I think I want to go with Ultras for Casino because he's going to have a hard time going on a one-stop strat. So, Super Softs race trim for both drivers. Man, it would have been nice to get that there. And then Lehane, much as I'd like to, no, we're not going to pick the Ultra Softs because you can do a one-stop easily. And then we got to try to make this key adjustment. Okay, so cornering. Poor. Good. That was great. And that was great. So we want just the tiniest fraction less. There, and that bumps those off by just a hair. I don't want to bump them off by any more, or I might just make it worse than better. So that's what we're going to go with right there. We're going to give you your Ultras to start. You're going to fry them, and then you're going to come in for the 2 changes. Okay, that's Casino. Now Lehane, you're going to go on Supers. And your setup was already there. So we've got, once again, an asymmetrical sort of pit strategy going on. And then for Casino, I'm just going to go with push on the tires because you're going to get those things hot real quick. Look at that ridiculous thing. We're in the front row with a 6 and a 5. Well, let's see how well we hold this position. Arturo Casino on the pole. Bill Lehane next to him. And it looks like Lehane going to the lead. How long will he keep it? Well, he kept it for the first turn and then lost it. To Nagy. And then he took it back. Wow. Oriola goes wide, and we're still first and third. We're not getting swamped immediately. Even Lehane, Lehane on Super Softs, the only car in the field on Super Softs, which is just crazy. Okay, switch down to neutral. Lehane pulling away from the field a little bit here as Casino drifts through. What on earth is going on here? Alright, Casino, go down to neutral. We're midway through lap 2, and Bill Lehane still holding off against Nagy. And the thing is, like, he's probably going to lose this spot, but the longer he stays up there, the better off he is because he has more durable tires. And they're mounting up behind him, but so far, I mean, look at that, just that pack. But they haven't gotten by. Down to high, both of you. Casino in 6th, like he's lost several positions, but he hasn't fallen apart. Okay, there we go. There goes Montero. There's a little bit of extra speed that he's now going down back to high. Now everybody's like, okay. Now we're going after this. But this is still crazy. Because Lehane should get back to the lead. He's going to be the last car in the field to pit. Everybody else is going to have to pit. I have to think they're all going to pit twice. I mean, by that starting thing, I think both of the other drivers, they should all have to pit twice. I should be the only driver pitting once. Lehane could be set for a really strong finish here, possibly even a point-scoring one. Fourth and 6th at the end of lap 3. We'll go ahead and go push for Casino, try to stay up there as much as we can. We've still got plenty of fuel. I want to see where Lehane's tires are at the end of this lap, because he should have plenty of tire to really push the whole time he's out there with dual super softs. But .4 for him. Yeah, I don't know if he's got enough tires to push, so I'm going to keep him at neutral. I want to see how his tires go for a lap or two. Oh my goodness. Yes, you are. That is a kind of an interesting one, like a fat guy goes through hot dogs. There you go. That's probably low enough for you to switch to neutral now. DuPont and McKellis run into each other. Benani gets by Lehane. And yeah, I think I need him to go neutral for most of this. I can afford a little bit of pushing, but right now I just want to stick with this. So now Lehane's sliding. Oh, well, he gets back up to 6th. DuPont right there is under investigation for that collision. And is going to go in. So Lehane driving at 8.5 in 6th. And looking to put the pressure on McKellis. Maybe getting the pass here. Oh, it's going, the turn's going the other way. Yeah, it was close to it though. If he could have ducked inside there, he might have made it. So 6th and 8th, DuPont sliding all the way down to 23rd. The main thing here is just the time we're gaining on the rest of the field. Probably a couple more laps before we need to switch off the fuel push. Lehane at 9.0. Casino driving decent, but Bill Lehane having a fantastic race. And yeah, I still think I want to run neutral, much as I can for Lehane. He's going to drop that tire temperature, but I really need to do that. And the tire temp's going to spike also here in a minute as the heat comes. Still no sign of... Oh, nope, there is a little bit of rain coming. There it is. Okay, that's going to come at around lap 20. And that's going to get... Yeah, that changes things up. Particularly since Casino's not going to make it that far. So now I'm going to need him to come in for another stint of Ultras. He may never even get on to Super Softs. Oh, there goes a slingshot by McKellis or Morbidelli, one of the two. I'm going to push a little bit here with Lehane, try to hold more off, now that I know what's coming. I need to go conserve there. Now we'll switch back to neutral, and it's time to go medium gas for both drivers as well. At least for now. Casino dropping to 10th. No surprise there. Want to let that tire temperature drop a little bit more. Yep, switch up to neutral. And I think it's probably time for him to come in for his switch. 11% risk. Balanced. Lehane still in 7th. We drop back to neutral on the tires. But that's still running a little hot now. We're going to go conserve. Looks like a pretty good stop there. We'll stick medium for Casino as those tire temps will rise. And he's last by a good margin because I think everybody else is pretty much going to make it. Well, most of them at least are going to make it to that first stop. So screwing up the tires didn't help. But also I wanted to burn them out. I didn't know the weather was going to happen like this. Maybe they won't make it to the weather. We'll see. Lehane dropping to 8th. And the advantage of him being on super softs is not going to be so much either if they don't make it. Like if a bunch of them have to do a pit and then pit again after the weather comes, then we'll be okay. So whether or not they actually make it there on their ultras is going to be key. Some of them won't. I mean, Benani, he's already red. Casino very slowly, gradually tracking down Oriola. The fact that he can do so at all, even with better tires, is nice. And Lehane losing another spot. Can't really push it though. Tires are borderline. A lot of these cars really getting close. Like some of them aren't. Like Richard is looking pretty good at 36%. But a lot of the cars really having struggle. And Hamola's already come in. I still think we're going to reap benefits from playing the long game. But it's not going to be that many more laps. There goes Benani. We need a bunch of these cars to start coming in and then having to rechange. Of course, that won't be enough to help Casino anyway. The pole sitter is almost certainly going to finish last. Go conserve for a bit here. Lehane back up to 9-1. So while Casino's interesting, like Bill Lehane is the deal here. We got our first 2 points and we may get 2 more. Casino down to last, while McKellis comes into the pits, among others. And the other question is, how wet is it going to get? Are we going to want inters or are we going to want wets? It's looking like it's going to have enough of a stretch of inters that we'll want those first. Race leader Montero coming in. And going back out on ultras. Several more coming in. DuPont locks up there. And look at Casino now up in 18th. And burning his tires. We don't seem to be gaining as much fuel back as I expected. Lehane going by Tassi, who's got terrible tires. Well, was going by. Now making it happen again. Are in 5th, 11 seconds out. A third of the way through the race. And driving perfectly, just as the cherry on top of everything. Now Tassi going to inters, so now we've got some cars doing that, but we're still going to gain from actually going to inters when it's time to go to inters. And the gap between the two drivers, plenty for them both to pit on the same lap, which is huge. Do think we're going to be okay on fuel, though. And there's Montero, with faster tires, looking to get by us. It's still not coming down. And Lehane near the end of his tires, so he's just riding them, and there we go. Question is, does Lehane want to stay out for one more lap? There isn't that much out there. Casino, switch back to conserve now. That's getting awful high. I think Lehane stays out, but maybe not Casino. Morbidelli coming in. Lehane up to 3rd, now 2nd, behind Montero. And Casino already passed the line, so yeah, it's just sort of forgot about that decision. We're coming in this lap for inters. Now let's see. Yeah, it looks like it's going to keep gradually getting wetter. So I think we want to be on inters, and the question is for how long, and I don't really know. Still before the first half marker of the race, so a lot yet to be determined. This pit stop going to determine a lot. But Lehane, I think, definitely should still be top 10 coming out of this. Just going to have to wait a couple laps to see how it all shakes out. Yeah, if anything, a bit early for Lehane, but I think another lap would have been too long. Good stop. Out in 7th. Right behind is Bjork. Oh, Hannes is going to do some repairs. Bjork going to make the pass, I would think. It's 24 degrees. It's going to be warm for inters, I think, so I want to stick on neutral. And Casino is going to be right behind Panis in 22nd. Oh no, his tires are going down because he's got them on conserve. I don't want that. I want neutral. So that was a mistake. Okay, 8th and 22nd. And there's still like 4 cars ahead of us that are on ultras. So we're going to pass them. Still a little bit of track grip that's dissipating. And so far, it's just going to keep getting a little bit wetter, but right in the sweet spot of inters. And Casino up to 19th, so he's still fighting for spots. He's not relegated to last, but Lehane in 5th. Led for about a lap and a half at the beginning, and now 5th. Okay, looks like we're going to have some leveling off there of the water then. I'm wanting to keep this at normal speed because I want to really check and see what the weather is like. And of course, again, what does it matter in the long term? Not that much, but if we do get a good finish, it will matter to morale, to team marketability, all that stuff going into the next year. Yep, and both drivers definitely seeing the tire temps go up. Still looking at the water leveling off. And it's going to go back up to 25 degrees as well. So Lehane trying to hold off Benani. And right now, that would give us 12 points. I like how it says we increased to last in the standings. How can you go up and still be in last? In any case, Boutsen Ginian looking to just barely take the points lead there, so still very much alive. And Lehane would be up to 20th if he stayed in this spot. Lehane locked up, that's not good. Didn't cost his tires that much though, just a few percent. I've seen worse lockups than that. And now we've just switched over from damp to wet. It looks like it's going to dry out at the end of this section. These tires are going to last a while, but then we're probably going to have another set later. And I would think super softs for both drivers to finish it. So we'll have a 2-stop for Lehane and a 3-stop for Casino instead of a 1 and a 2. We are just entering now the second half of the race. Looking like I'm going to have a little bit of fuel to spare, which is about where I like to be at this point. I've used most of what I can use. Probably would be better off at this point now shaving a single lap of fuel on these longer races. But I can't really get away with that on the shorter ones. By longer, I just mean longer in terms of number of laps. Continuing to drive strong is Bill Lehane. Casino decent at best. And in 21st, he's lost a little bit of position, but not much. Yeah, it's gonna very gradually, the overall wetness of the track, gonna very gradually go down. Like 10 laps from now, like we're gonna be out on this for a while. And I've got to go conserve here for a bit and hope I can get away with it. I think I'm gonna use this moment to use high, just for a little bit. I just want to stay ahead of Benani if I can. And I don't even know if that's going to be enough. Okay, go neutral. I think I might just be enough. Yeah, and I just bought a little bit of tire wear there. Battling for it again. I think I lost it for good there. Yep. Okay. So ultimately that gambit didn't gain me that much. Lehane back to 6th. But Benani is faster. I mean, he's faster. You see the water is going to continue to recede, but that 10% chance of rain is turning into at least half of the race rain. And I think it's at a point now where let's just speed things along. Both drivers, I mean, Casino just doesn't matter that much at this point. And Lehane has a decent gap back to 7th, 4 seconds. We don't need extended periods, we just need bits at conserve. And the rain's going to decrease, but it's going to continue to be raining. So we did that earlier stop. I'm just thinking of when do we want to change again? 36, 37? I think we might just be changing and going for another set of inters. And yeah, dropping down that spot now would leave Lehane in not inside the last 20, not inside top 20, but we're on pace to have about a lap, a little bit more of extra fuel. I'd like to get a little bit better look at what the weather is going to be at the end. Go conserve. Casino's dropped to 22nd. So, and it's not at all sure that he's going to be able to stay out of last. Wins the pole, finishes last, still a very possible bit of press. Bjork crashing. Lehane back up to 5th. And I didn't mean to go conserve for that long. Now Lehane up to 4th. As Benani crashed. Benani passed me earlier and has crashed. Wow, and that would that'd give us 14 points. Lehane up to 19th. It simply has to be said that I'm 2/3 of the way through this race. A little over 2/3. And Bill Lehane is one spot, one crash, one repair, one whatever, away from being on the podium. But I've never finished in the top 10 and only finished higher than 15th once. This is insane. I'm loving it, but it's insane. Almost makes me forget about the fact that I have to develop suspensions next year and that we're going to have shorter practice sessions next year. And that pretty much every other vote you could want has gone against me. And that we completely suck. Right now, Bill Lehane does not suck. I'm going to slow it down here and take a little bit more of a look. Okay. The water's going to go down, but it's not going to get low enough, in my opinion, for us to avoid inters. Which means I think I want to pit on this lap. Unless I think I can make it the rest of the way. No, I can't make it the rest of the way, which means I need to not try. So, one final stop, both drivers, 4th and 20th. No anything except for changing your tires. There's Casino. Let's jump back up to Lehane, who is, yeah, almost half a minute further ahead. He's going to fall back. Other cars aren't going to be going into the pits just yet, but they're going to have trouble making it the rest of the way. If they make it, good on them. They outsmarted me. Oh yes, there's a mistake. A 4-second mistake on the tires by DeVos. Well, look, I was due. I mean, I've been due. I've been fortunate on those. Was it Rachel? I bet it was Rachel. It's just the attitude. Easy pass there on Mueller, though. Casino out in 22nd, looking like he's going to finish last among those who finish. And Mueller, you know, having second thoughts about letting Lehane have that spot. Lehane has the fresher tires, so he's just got to hold this off. More cars pitting. Okay, Lehane up to 15th. Casino looking to stay... Oh, boy. Oh, and there's... He locked up and then zoomed around the corner, but at 3.8. I'm going to use that little bit of high that I've still got here. I think I've still got it. You know what? No. Let's be a little more cautious. I don't have a better idea than using it with Casino, though. Try to pull that fuel up to where Lehane is, or a little bit more used. Nagy's the only car ahead of Lehane on fresh tires. And that's worth noting. A minute and a half back for Casino. Still on lead lap. But not by a whole lot. And yeah, definitely the big thing is both drivers' form falling off, but especially Lehane's. So he's just got to try to save whatever spots he can. And I'm going to see who has to come in at the end of this. I know some of them will. Think, look at Nagy here as an example. 40%. It's looking fine now. But there's 10 laps left. Let's see what our temperature is going to do. Temperature is going to stay right where it is. Going to speed along a bit until we've got to switch our tires. Because there really isn't a whole lot left to do. I may consider pushing some the last couple laps. But mostly we're just waiting for the end of the race to show up. I think that'll about do it. We'll go conserve for a fairly brief period. Got a couple second lead now, does Lehane on Vernay. We can afford to let some of that slip. Pont, Mueller, Tassi all back there. And his form bouncing up a little bit to 4-1 as the water goes down to damp. And the tires for a lot of these others not looking great, like we got Tarquini down in the red zone already, among many. And I think we're good to go neutral again. Let's get some more laps accomplished. Seven to go. Vernay still coming up behind us. 6 to go. And alright, I've got enough to go high for a little bit, so I'm going to do it. I'm not going to get much out of this, but I'll get a little bit. That's about all I can afford. And now it's just a question of what happens here at the end. Oriola comes into the pits, going for dry tires, but on the other hand, having to contend with the fact of dropping positions. Tarquini comes in, is still ahead of Lehane. Morbidelli has come in. Yes. No, you don't. Go conserve for a bit. We're going to lose some spots. Alright, let's see if we can get rid of your handle. Get away with handling the rest of the races on neutral. Lehane getting passed up a lot here. Other cars on dry tires. And maybe I was wrong not to come in, but I don't think so. I mean, there's short enough time left on very limited track. Getting up to 14th for a moment, but Giovinardi's going to pass. So it's looking like 15th. If that. So perhaps I should have pushed the inters harder. Like if I'd have made the inters last longer and then pitted for dry tires right there at the end. I'm thinking that would have been better. I would have done a lot better job at maintaining my position. Because when we stopped, with about 12 laps to go, pushing on, then a lot of these, never came in, and they still beat us. I mean, a lot of it has to do with the form. And just Lehane's form tanking. But look at him, falling back to 18th. Yeah. Would have been better to not ride the inters as hard and then come in at the end. But of course, I didn't know the weather was going to do that. So, yeah, I definitely made a miscalculation there. Strategic miscue. Surprised me, too. drop all the way that far down. Well, Haynes not happy. Well, what's Casino gonna think? Yeah. Well, the bottom fell out there. Not much else to say about it, really. Morbidelli with the win. Pretty good margin over Montero. And Bjork was demoted to last. We still get 2 points. 2 for Casino. Up to 23rd. And our 2 points still have us last as a team. At least we still have fans. I think it is worth mentioning that that whole scenario is one of the reasons why it is good to eventually have better forecasting center to see the weather coming further ahead, and you can make those decisions. But again, in our scenario, not that big of a difference. Marketability takes a 7-point hit. This is exactly why I didn't take that marketability option in the sponsor dilemma. We still finished 8th out of 12. 5.0 form, right about where Casino has been most of the year, 22nd. 18th, still a relatively strong finish for Lehane, who's at 6.5 on the year. I'm going to miss him. He's done some good things. Going to miss him at the end of the year, but he's still going away. And 500K more. So we only have one race left to go. Sydney will wrap up the year, and then we'll finally be able to get to some more forward-looking stuff. That'll be up next time. Till then, thanks for watching. More Motorsport Manager coming up.